Hi everyone, this is Miss Miharu. This is gonna be a short breakdown of Bone Picker Baraka, and just a sort of comparison to his most used variation, Marauder. So, you're not gonna be picking Bone Picker for the high damage, but for the space control, which is, I'm gonna say it right now, I think Marauder is the better variation, but I don't really play it competitively, so I just play the variations I like, and I'm sort of a hipster when I play the ones that not everyone's using. And I really like space control. It's the kind of play style I want. I don't want the rush down. I like zoning, but mostly space control. So what he gains in this variation is the spines, the command throw. Did I miss something? Nope, that's what he gains. And he has the Blade Spark and the War Banner from all. This move is not worth it, ever, pretty much. Looks cool, but it has terrible recovery. So what's interesting about this variation is, first of all, the only move you can amplify is Blade Sparks. And of course, like your up twos and up threes. So this one is gonna have a lot of meter to spend on Blade Sparks, which I think is it's something that kind of holds him back. But that means you're gonna be using it a lot more than you would in the Marauder variation, where you want to save it for gutted. You have the command throw, as I told you. And this is really interesting because normally Baraka from this range will only be able to do Blade Sparks, maybe jump and kick. You have the forward 4, but it doesn't really reach. I mean, you could do things like this, but it's not that dangerous, and if it's blocked, you're -7. But now from this range, you have the back 2, which of course you have in the other variation as well, but it's not as threatening. And you have the back forward 2. This one, the command throw can be punished by neutral ducking, because it's a high, but if they're neutral ducking, you're getting the back 2. So it's sort of a 50-50. It's not hugely damaging, but this one gives you, pretty good Oki. And this one is okay as well from this range. They're like in the throw range again, or back to range again. So you can sort of loop this and bring them to the corner. So that's what I really like. And of course he also has like the sweep, which is pretty good range-wise. So you have the sort of mix-up opportunity. I don't really tick with this because the recovery is horrible, but I like to use it from this range. Because it makes Baraka a bigger threat. And again, you always have meter for amplify, so this one will hit for 13%. So it's kind of good. Other than that, you have the Spine Burst. And this one has deceiving range. Like from here, you hit. So almost from the start of the round. And it is a high, but it goes pretty low to the ground, so it will catch mids, it will catch jumps, it will catch pretty much everything. So what's interesting about this is that it's like a really good keep out tool. If you're facing an opponent without a good projectile who wants to get in, you can sort of mash this over and over together with the other tools. So you're like doing this, trying to keep them from jumping, then you go for this, you're back 2, you keep the space, and so on. This is also an amazing anti-air. Oops. It keeps him so low to the ground. There I did it on the cross-up. So you will usually avoid most things, and you can always convert it into forward 4 into the grab. Even if it does a jump kick. Since it lowers his hitbox, it will almost always hit them out of the air. And you get 20%. So this makes him like really hard to get in on. And the spine burst is, let me check. Special moves. It's -7. It's a high. So, I mean, if they're blocking low, let's put you on stance. Duck. There we go. So if I do something like this, they can poke back, but they can't stand up because then they get hit. So you will be punished by a poke. Maybe like probably Sub-Zero could get a slide, but then this is safe. This is an option as well. So it's not like super obvious that they can really do anything about it. You have, it gives you options and removes gaps in your strings, which is really cool. And you can see on Garrus, this forces a block. Even though he's blocking low, it hits him. So that's really something I like about this variation. You can play it pretty lame in that sense, that you cancel everything into Spine Burst and they have to block it. It builds some space and you can just like chill. Another thing is about this variation is that your punishes aren't going to be as damaging, because if you get something like a 1-1-2, you can't go into the grab, and you obviously can't go into gutted. You can't do that for 170. I like going into Blade Sparks or Blade Sparks Amplified. That's 21%, and you end up with +4 or +8. And from here, you can sort of go into your back to... the timing is a bit weird at times, or rather, it's kind of hard to guess, to get the timing down. But there you have, like, you get them into the blender again. Also, if you do something like this, you can always dash up, do that, or go for a grab. Baraka has crushing blows on his grab, so you want to use that. So it's not all bad, but again, you're not going to get the big damages. Yeah, I'm going to take you to the corner to show off the last things. So let's put you right. The fun thing in the corner is that you're going to be ending all of your combos with this. And from here, your back 3 will hit. On some characters, you have to take a slight step forward, but it will hit most of the time. Back 2 will leave you sort of in the same range. And you can go for a combo and sort of loop the situation. You can block if you think Garrus, for instance, is going to do an up 2. You can try to grab them if you think they're going to roll, and so on. And the good thing in the corner is that you can make it really hard for them to get out. So let's put you on all. Oops. So if I do something like this, I mean, I can get hit with a poke here. I'm -7, so I'm not safe. But I can do staggers. I can go for the highs. I can go for this. I can back up a bit and go for this. I can do this. One thing you can actually do, like not all the time, but you can do this. And just see how they try to squirm out. Because from here, most pokes won't hit. So they're sort of forced to block that. And if they jump, you catch them airborne, you go into forward 4 into the grab, or 1-1-2 into the grab. And everything you do in the corner, like every hit you get, is pretty easy to hit confirm into that. Some combos are actually a bit harder. Like the forward 4 is one of the harder ones. Online, I will a lot of times just go for the down one into the grab, which is fine. It's a bit less damage, but it's fine. So you can like do anything into Spine Burst, which is pretty much safe on block, and just loop the situation. And like on block, you can always go for amplified blade sparks and such. So that's really how I like to use this character. Just really annoy your opponents and do sparks all the time. Oh, sorry, do the spine burst all the time. One last thing I will say about Marauder compared to Bone Picker is that Marauder definitely has the better crushing blows, since he has a crushing blow on his gutted, which is great. Bone Picker has a crushing blow from this one. And for it to work, they have to roll up. Get up by rolling. So if I put you... Whoops, sorry. This is not like... Didn't I put you on get up roll? I did, but then I reset everything. I mean... That is really annoying. They can actually roll out of that, and if they do a forward roll from here, you can get it. But generally, when you want to use it, you have to really do it on a read, because it won't really work in the corner as well. You will jump over them. So that's an annoying thing. I would like it if it worked on like punishes or counter hits, because that would be really nice. But you know, it's whatever. It's still a strong variation, and it's all about the space control. So I think it's worth looking into. I think in some matchups it would probably do better than Marauder, but as I said, I think Marauder is generally the way to go because of the ridiculous damage. One last thing though is that you can oops. Actually get this mid-screen. So you get 274 mid-screen for the crushing blow, which is nice. So that's another reason why his sort of mid-screen space control is even more dangerous. Oops. Oops, I dropped it. But you get the idea that I would say mid-screen Marauder, Bone Picker is really, really strong and really, really controls the space. But if you go up against characters like Sonya, who has stronger zoning, or equal zoning at least, and then she will mollywop you when she gets in, then I would say Marauder probably is the better choice, because you can actually go toe-to-toe with her damage. But yeah, this is sort of a breakdown on why I like using the Bone Picker variation. As I said, I really like how it plays. It fits my style of play. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you around. Bye.